15 matches, and Brazil have not beaten the Kiwis before. But Sarah Ngama, great to see teams like Brazil, South Africa fronting up week after week and starting to push these top sides. Then we get underway off the boot of Luisa Campos. New Zealand will play first out of their own 22. Really tricky conditions as Sheree Kaka comes away with it for Tanika Willison. Ikinacio, as I mentioned, no Reece Poldy-Lane for this match for New Zealand. Felix Hotham lays it back for Ikinacio. New Zealand going to settle into their work early on. Here is Tyler King just trying to find Blyde, and that's the measure of those conditions. That's usually the sort of pass that sticks for New Zealand.
Yeah, certainly is an uncharacteristic error there. But these wet conditions certainly won't help it. Ball retention will be so important for both of these teams once they have possession. Blyde waiting, but just slips out of her hands. But Brazil now with prime position to attack into their attacking 22.
It's a perfect example of how it is. We've had blue skies, we've had windy, rainy conditions, a bit of everything so far. Chance for Brazil to attack. It's an awkward ball for Zanalato down low. Campos. Yeah, that communication, barking orders as Talita Costa goes for Fioravanti, and now Talia Costa, Brazil's all-time leading try scorer, lays it back for her twin sister. Flat, short ball for Furtado. It's a nice start for Brazil here. Talita for Zanalato. And she is again, the sisters once more in tandem. Good ball retention at the moment for Brazil, and nice control in such greasy handling conditions. Fioravanti. Furtado. New Zealand's defence just picking them off at the moment though. And now Talita Costa being physically held up by Felix Hotham, and Kaka's going to wrestle for the ball, rip it away and win it. Wow, what strength. They're not the biggest players, the Costa twins, but boy, still great work from Felix Hotham. Here she is with ball in hand now, cutting a track up the middle, head King on the shoulder. King saying she was taken out without the ball. Woodman Whitcliffe into it for the first time, looking to go on the outside. Oh, Portia in a 50th tournament for New Zealand is Grease lightning again. Portia Woodman Whitcliffe scoots away for the opening try.
Who else but Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe to cross over for New Zealand? There was a huge turnover play here by Felix Hotham. That ball eventually comes loose because of Kaka's effort. They eventually stretch it wide. And with that much space, you cannot afford to let Portia make the most of it, because she will always get the job done.
Player of the final in Vancouver last week, really hitting top form that we've seen over 50-odd tournaments. And that's not going to add to Tyler King's total. There's Renee Woodman-Whitcliffe, no stranger to scoring plenty of tries for New Zealand herself, a legend of the game, two-time World Cup winner.
That sounds accurate.
I'm just trying to think if I've shortchanged her there. Going into the memory banks, it's definitely two at least. That's come off Costa's hand, has it? Yeah, New Zealand will win it back.
New Zealand ball. Yeah, you hit it backward.
Big effort there from New Zealand to force that error. Restart, so important to try and retain that ball, but especially difficult in these wet conditions. Blyde there putting a lot of pressure.
Make sure it's
Eventually comes off Costa's hand.
Step in.
New Zealand walking into this liner. Ikinacio, the target, gets the ball from King. There for Kaka, working in the middle. King again on the return pass, trying to create for Blyde on the outside. Blyde, oh, what a step off the right. Woodman-Whitcliffe on one wing, Blyde on the other. New Zealand strike weapons into the action.
Michaela Blyde has got blistering speed, and just there we see the Olympian in full flight. Tyler King had a bit of work to do to try and get that ball out to her. But again, that quick right foot step, able to beat strong Brazilian defense line. She's too good. Michaela Blyde is too good. You know what? First opportunity for me to have a chat to her. I was so impressed with her banter.
Tyler King knocks over two-year guest on the breakfast show this week, and yeah, she's got good chat, Michaela, as well.
She is a character both on and off the field.
So that conversion takes King to 1,354. So 2 away from equaling Ghislaine Landry now. Sends the kickoff driving hard down deep into Brazilian territory. New Zealand's going to put huge pressure on here. And it's going to spill out the side, and Blythe's got the easiest finish you'll ever see. Second try in quick succession for Michaela Blythe.
If you blink, you'll miss it. This is just restart perfection here from New Zealand. Kick it deep into their own territory, flood that ruck. That ball comes loose, and Michaela just slides over. Perhaps the easiest try that she's clocked in her career thus far.
King again. To equal the record, Tyler King from the sideline. Well, she missed one in front earlier and has absolutely smoked it. And there she is, 13.56, equal all-time point scorer. Well, she's put that restart on a dime for Woodman-Whitcliffe. Now Felix Hotham, New Zealand really getting into their groove. Here's Blythe on the end of the chain, can't bring that one in. Costa coming at her. Blythe with the offload, King with the hands. Did she lose that on the ground? No, play on. Kaka wrestling her way through, and now straight up the middle. Offload, oh, the hands are quick from Willison this time. New Zealand got the ball spinning as Felix Hotham sends it for Woodman-Whitcliffe, who has got the bit between the teeth. Portia Woodman-Whitcliffe, and here's the try that makes her the all-time point scorer in women's sevens history. An 18-year-old debutante to a senior stateswoman of the game. Tyler King surpasses the great Ghislaine Landry, 1,361 points in women's sevens.
Oh, this was just a huge play here from New Zealand. They were able to regain possession off the restart, keep the ball alive. What was most impressive was their accuracy on the passes. Eventually finds the hands of Portia. So selfless, gives it back up to Tyler, and she furthers the lead.
Converts her own try, a moment of history for Tyler King. Warmly received by her teammates. It's New Zealand 26-0 at halftime.
Backward off Blythe.
Oh, there for Blythe, and she's gone. Talita Costa coming across, big fin from Blythe. Wow, blink of an eye. Michaela Blythe's got a hat-trick.
This woman is so impressive, particularly in this match. Has already crossed the line 3 times now. But you can just see straight off the kickoff, the pressure coming in here. She picks it up, it sits up for her nicely. She had defenders hot on her heels, but she's so athletic and she knows how to score a try. Look at that huge right fin. Backs herself. It's been a fairy tale start here for New Zealand against Brazil.
Well, chatting to Michaela last week after the tournament in Vancouver, where they won their first of the season, they've just simplified everything. And she said, you know, if she's scoring tries and Portia's scoring tries, things are kind of working the right way, as they should. And there she is for the weekend. Once more, they utilise this long restart. Okukan's done well for Brazil to keep that on the fingertips. For Brazil to put some pressure on. New Zealand doing it again. It's spilled out, and Nuku's just swept upon it. The offload's great for Willison, and New Zealand have got it on a string. Tanika Willison with the try.
It's an all New Zealand affair so far in this matchup against Brazil, but again, straight off the restart, placing pressure, keeping Brazil down there, forcing that ball to come loose. They eventually sped it out to Willison, who was sitting nicely on the right edge with no defenders in front of her, and she furthers the lead again for New Zealand.
$40 points to nil, still 5 minutes to play. Boy, a couple of teams have really laid some statement performances in pool play. It's a great choice of outfit because it's actually quite chilly. Brazil allow it to bounce, but Kukana's again done well. Teresa Setefano out there for New Zealand as well. Yasmin Suarez for Brazil. Carries up to the 22 again. They've spilled the ball. And again, it's Miller who is quick to scoop it away. Setefano one way and then the other. She's going to march her way over the top and through some Brazilian defenders. It's there for Paul to clear, but a penalty. And away goes Miller with her effortless skill. Oh, speaking of skill, little chip kick over the top for Tanetti to chase. But Zanolato gets back in time.
Holding on to the ball for this Brazilian side has truly been the Achilles heel. Wet conditions, blistering line speed from the opposition.
15.
Forcing errors.
Sub.
Georgia Miller here had a bit of vision. Bit too much power on the boot
13.
to be retained.
1-3. 13.
But Brazil now have an opportunity to try and get out of their red zone.
This is much more New Zealand-like conditions than what we see in Brazil. I'm sure New Zealand handling it far the better. 40 points to nil.
Time back on.
Hoofing this kick right downfield. There's Tanetti. There's herself. She's a real powerhouse, this young player, Kelsey Tanetti, getting some good game time.
High tackle. High tackle back here.
Well, while New Zealand gets ready to attack, we can go down and have a chat to the history maker, all-time leading point scorer in women's sevens history, Tyler King. How does that sound for a title?
Man, that's pretty awesome to hear that, especially when most of those points have come from the right boot and not scoring tries. I don't think I've scored that many in my career.
Well, congratulations. Give us a sense of, I guess, the longevity you've had in the game. You started out as an 18-year-old. I don't think you've even made it to 30 yet, but why you've been able to stay at the top for so long?
Yeah, I think it's just been, well, awesome programming in the first place by the New Zealand management over the years to be able to keep us girls healthy and out there. Obviously, I've had my fair few injuries over the years and missed, a couple of seasons here or there, but I think just having that pure love of the game too and wanting to stay competitive with these young ones coming through.
Tyler, last week you finished off with the first place. What's the mindset heading into this tournament?
Just continuing our flow from last week and not trying to do too much or force too many things. It's just about staying cool, calm and collected, as we have been saying over these last couple of weeks, and letting the ball do most of the work and just staying tight-knit as a group. And I think we've found our flow finally this season in Canada, and we hope to continue it here in LA.
It looks quite a lot simple. Things are just being simplified a wee bit again.
Exactly. It's not too much of a complicated game, and catch, pass, tackle, and that's what if you nail those simple things, the rest of it comes.
And Tyler, the woman you surpassed, Ghislaine Landry, a lot of people said she was too small to cut it at the top of the game. They said it about you. What advice do you give to young players coming through that might think, that I haven't got the size to match it?
Yeah, well, don't listen to that, because really at the end of the day, anything's possible. Gislaine's, the perfect example of that, and myself too. You just got to, maybe put in a few extra yards when it comes to that contact and getting a little bit stronger in the gym. But, if there's a goal or a dream that you want to achieve, keep dreaming, keep pushing for it.
We love it. Congratulations, Tyler. Really well done.
Thanks, guys.
Always, so she takes some knocks as Tyler bounces back up more often than not.
Mark's right here.
It's been an all New Zealand affair, being able to control the ball on both sides, and Brazil really finding it hard to build some phases and get some momentum.
Oh, a little stab kick through, this time change of tactics from Manai and Nuku running over the top of Kokan. How's the football skills? Well, they're probably better in Brazil than they are in New Zealand. It wasn't tons of bad effort from Nuku, but an interesting change of tactic.
Certainly is seeing a bit of variation there in their game rather than spreading it wide. He's going for a bit of a nudge. I guess when you have such a healthy lead, you can afford to take those chances. Boots it, no one's home. Bit of tug-of-war there between her and another Brazilian player. But unfortunately, too slow to get to that own ball.
Oh, that kickoff restart's gone out on the full Kokan. Just a shake of the head. Well, nothing's really gone right for Brazil in this one. But they're still a good shout of making a quarter-final because they did beat Fiji last night. So one more match to come, and that's going to be vitally important.
Just goes to show that this new format really does favour some teams that may not necessarily rank high. It's all about points, chasing them, and that win yesterday, like you mentioned, should give them a shot.
Bind! Time off.
Handful of seconds left. On this one, New Zealand perhaps fancy one more try, as they set a midfield scrum on the 22. Great chance for Manai and Nuku to attack. Setefano just behind her, and that's, well, good defence initially from Layla Silva. Nuku got away from it though. Now coming through Kokan. Still can't get it. It's there for Tinetti. New Zealand for Miller. She's got Felix Hotham with her. Steps around one. Look to release in heavy contact and goes to ground instead. Tinetti losing control of that one, and that one's finally lost control, and now Brazil the chance to tear away.
Advantage over.
And perhaps finish with a try of their own. Ball goes back the other way, and that'll be us. And a historic match, a historic moment in the women's game. A new all-time leading point scorer, Tyler King, leading the New Zealand team to a 40-0 victory over Brazil.